Hey everyone. Okay, so today I want to talk about the difference between discipline and commitment. It's so fascinating for me because over this journey that I've been on to transition into life coaching and public speaking and marketing my book that I have published, my memoir, I am building, basically, I'm an entrepreneur, and this is not the first time I've been an entrepreneur, but taking on a new challenge like this, it's interesting because as I have been tackling that, the concept of discipline versus commitment has come up quite a few times inside myself. And so I've looked at that, and the reason why I've looked at that is because every time I think about discipline and I have that word going through my head, I get a really nasty reaction in my body. Like, I don't break out in hives, but I get a really yucky feeling in my body. And yet so many entrepreneurs talk about discipline. And so as I started thinking about it, because I have done enough of my own work that I know to trust my body when it speaks to me like that, when it says, I don't like that. It's not specific. It doesn't tell me why it doesn't like it. So I have to do the investigation, right? So I started thinking about this whole concept of discipline. And then the idea of commitment came up. And the funny thing is that when I had the word commitment rumbling around in my head, I got a really positive response in my body. So I love words, and so I went to the dictionary and I looked up the word discipline and I looked up the word commitment, and then it made sense to me. So I want to read to you, I just jotted down a few of the definitions for these two words, and then it'll make sense. So the word discipline is defined as training to act in accordance with the rules, punishment inflicted by way of correction and training, behavior maintained by training and control, a set of rules and regulations, an instrument of punishment. Now, now I understand why I was having such a bad reaction to the concept of discipline. The background that I come from, the religious cult that I was raised in, like, that's it right there. And we don't even need to go into the actual corporal punishment and discipline that my father inflicted on my sister and I with a 2x4. That's a whole nother story. Check out my book if you want to hear all about that. It's called My Exquisite Purple Life. Anyway, I digress. So this definition of discipline is everything that I experienced in the cult growing up. And it was such a negative experience because it really violated my authentic self, and it violated my sacredness. So it was a really bad experience for me. So that made more sense to me when I was having a bad reaction to discipline, the word discipline or the concept or whatever. So then I look into the word commitment, and why does commitment feel good to me? Well, the definition of commitment is the act of pledging or engaging oneself, a pledge or a promise, engagement or involvement. And I realized as I compared and contrasted those two words and their definitions and their concepts, discipline, at least in my experience of it and in the definition, is something that comes from outside of yourself. It is this imposition from a doctrine, an organization, a boss, an authority figure, your parents, whatever. It's something that is coming and it's oppressive and it's demanding from outside. Whereas the concept of commitment is something that comes from within. So I'm engaging, I'm promising, I'm pledging, I want to get involved. And if it's coming from inside me, I can know and trust that that is coming from my authentic self. If it's something that I truly want to do and therefore that commitment comes naturally, then that's good. I mean, it's just guaranteed to be a good thing for me. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I will encourage you to look at what you're involved in your life and weigh it in terms of what are you committed to, and what are you maybe engaging in because it's a discipline that you've accepted from something or someone or some idea outside of yourself? And go to your body to think about and to check in with yourself. Is this something that I really want to do? Is this something that I'm committed to? And I'm committed to it because I want to be involved in it, and it makes me feel engaged, and I'm excited to pledge myself and to promise and to be involved in this. So anyway, those are the thoughts I wanted to share with you today. I hope that gives you something to think about. I would love to hear your thoughts in response as you think about and look at what's going on in your life in terms of discipline and commitment. So if you want to pop some thoughts below, I'd love to engage with you about this idea. If you like this video, I would so appreciate if you give it a thumbs up. I'd be thrilled if you wanted to share it, and I will talk with you next time. Love you, bye.